Once upon a time, there was a young monk. He worked in a temple as an apprentice and took care of many boring tasks. One day, tired of his repetitive, tedious routine, he went to the head priest of the temple to ask for a favor. "What would you like?" the priest asked him calmly. "Please, please, please, give me something fun to do," the boy shouted. The priest told him he could go out into the woods and collect nuts and berries, but warned him that if he stayed out too late, things could get dangerous. Just in case the boy couldn't return before sundown, the priest offered him 3 charms that he could use if he was in danger. The boy looked at the pieces of paper. Could they really keep him safe? Despite his doubts, he put them in his pocket, went into the woods, and began to forage. The boy couldn't find much food at first, but the deeper he went into the forest, the more food he found, almost as if the forest itself was drawing him farther from the temple. The boy lost track of time and didn't notice that night had fallen. He started walking back home through the dark, but little did he know that he was not alone. A terrifying witch jumped in front of his path and snatched up the frightened boy. She brought him back to her house and tied him up while she prepared a soup. The boy knew his time was running out and came up with a plan to escape. He yelled at the witch, telling her he had to pee. The witch was annoyed but didn't want her soup ruined. So she tied a rope to him and let him use the outhouse outside. The boy knew this was his chance to escape. He untied the rope and retied it on a pole in the outhouse. Then, he placed the first of his charms on the wall and said a prayer. After he finished the prayer, he ran away, hoping he could get far enough before the witch noticed he was gone. After a few minutes, the witch grew tired of waiting and yanked on the rope, asking the boy what was taking him so long. Without missing a beat, the charm responded, "I'm almost finished." The witch was annoyed, but was willing to wait a little longer. But her patience quickly wore thin. She went outside to check on the boy, and was furious when she discovered he was missing. The boy could hear the witch scream in anger, and knew she would come after him. The boy was running with all his might, but the witch was faster, and caught up to him quickly. Desperate, the boy pulled out his second charm, said a quick prayer, and threw it behind him. The charm morphed into a giant stone that blocked the path. It took some time for the witch to climb over it, and the boy gained a bigger lead. But not big enough. Before he knew it, the witch was behind him again. He pulled out the last charm, said one last prayer, and held it to the sky. Out of the charm burst a roaring river that cut off the witch's path. She released another wrathful cry and vowed that the boy would pay for how much trouble he was causing her. Thanks to the last charm, the boy made it back to the temple. He pounded on the door and shouted for the priest. "Wake up, wake up!" the boy continued. His voice grew twice as loud once he heard the dripping footsteps of the witch behind him. She stepped closer and closer, ready to exact her revenge. Suddenly, the priest opened the door and pulled the boy inside, right before the witch could grab him. The priest began chanting prayers to ward the witch away. The witch could feel herself repelled by the priest's efforts, but continued trying to enter the temple. The priest's chanting continued unceasingly for hours and hours, until the witch knew she had lost, and returned home hungry and exhausted. The priest and the boy returned to their normal lives, and not much felt different around the temple. Except that now, the young monk prayed more passionately than ever before. Heyo, this is Watagumo. If you liked this video, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.